NYC Metal Scene. I'm here with Tazz Cortez, the owner of 7th Gear Bar. Tazz, how you doing this evening?
Doing great.
Now, before we get to Tazz's bar here and the work she's doing with bands, showcasing bands, Tazz, you've been a fixture in the New York and even LA metal scene for a decent time. What were some of the shows you've booked and some of the places you've booked?
Wow, where do I start? I guess in New York, it would have started in 1997.
Right.
Spring of 1997. We used to book the Limelight, the Bank, CBGB's, Continental, Time Count.
Right.
So many different places, you know.
I remember one of the shows Tazz booked, I believe it was Morbid Angel and Demon Borga at the Limelight, and that show was one of the iconic shows in the later 90s in the New York scene area, New York City area. Now,
actually, it was Morbid. It was Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, it was Cannibal Corpse and Demon Borga.
Corpse, yeah.
And you know, I think actually Lamb of God played that show. Lamb of God before anyone knew who they were. And
I think God Forbid actually jumped on that show too.
Jumped on that show.
Yeah, God Forbid actually jumped on a bunch of shows, and they're like, I don't know, I never hear from them anymore, but
right, yeah,
they're good. But yeah, they filled in on a few shows.
Now, let me ask you, since you've been in the scene for so long, what are some of the differences that you've seen from the mid to late 90s to now in 2012?
Where is everybody? Where is everybody? What happened? It's like the generations, people stop raising their kids to come and see metal.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I can think of that's going on. Because, you know, the scene's like, when I started in New York in 1987,
right.
What I heard was like, oh, there's no scene, it's very mediocre, it's, you know, there's a set following.
Right.
And then we built it from that to where your average show is 450 people.
Yes.
Between death metal and black metal. Your average show for your average tour from all these rooms was like 450 people.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
They came and made it easy for promoters to bring these bands to make it go. Now I'm hearing, like, it's been a few years, of course, and, you know, I have a smaller room now.
Yes.
But, you know, and I can tell promoters, you know, come on, let's do some bands, and they go, nobody's coming around. There's nobody shows up to shows. They're doing all sorts of shows, and nobody's showing up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm guilty of too. I live in a cave nowadays. But we all need to jump back into the scene and figure out what's going on.
You know what I think some of the problem is as well, is a lot of shows, they're charging $30, $40, sometimes $50 for just a regular show in Manhattan. And for crying out loud, Morbid Angel's playing next week, it's $30. We went to see Cannibal Corpse a month or so ago, and they were awesome, and I did an interview with them. The show is about $35 to $40, so it's expensive sometimes to get out there.
I remember like years ago, like maybe 10 years, everybody's like, $22 is way too much for a ticket.
Yeah.
But that was the promoter just really breaking even.
Right.
In order for them to come over, hospitality, getting the band demand.
Right, yeah.
And the room rental and the room demand. You didn't care. You got to see the band you wanted to see. People came, they bought the ticket as long as people came in.
Right.
It didn't matter.
Absolutely.
People are free nowadays to book and take the stuff out.
Yes.
Book the room and book the band to bring the tours over because nobody's
you know, it's the landlords in New York City are greedy, so they're charging higher rents, so some of the promoters are dealing with these club owners.
It's not the promoter's fault.
It sucks. And there's a lot of good promoters in New York City. Now, if people don't know, here at 7th Gear Bar, you might hear in the background, Tazz is now doing showcases for bands. There's a band playing tonight, Open Denial, really good band. So Tazz, what are you trying to do now with 7th Gear Bar?
Well, we're trying to do a lot of different things here, but when it comes to the band, you know, let's work together. Let's try to build a following, let's make this go. I'm not the answer when it comes to the bigger events and the bigger shows and the bigger promoters like I used to do before with, you know, the Limelight and Wetland and those stuff. It's we're small and you know, we're willing to put some bands in here and do some stuff. No problem with that. I would work with you, you know, but I think everybody needs to really pay attention because it's like a dying animal sometimes.
Yeah.
It can become extinct. And you know what? And it was in the beginning in 1987 when I first came in here. Everyone's like, oh, you got a couple of people that like looking bad. When I first came in here, there was 18 bands
Right, yeah, yeah.
Remember? And that was the start of when I met a lot of
Yes,
people.
yeah, absolutely. That was
You know, actually, I met you. You were one of the first people I met when I came here. That's like 20.
That was a while ago. Let's just say that.
24 years ago, alright? 20-something years, wasn't it?
Right, yes.
Where did I go up there? But anyway.
But
that's when you had like a bunch of big death festivals.
right.
I think if the smaller venues start putting them together and death fest and just taking it, I mean, start over. Let's start over.
Yeah.
Let's start over like how it was back then and see if we can pick it up again. And please, how many people I know are having kids? Teach your kids metal.
Exactly. I mean, let's keep this going.
Everybody I know goes, oh, no, I can't. Fuck that. Put your kid in the metal. Let's make your kid listen to metal. We need to raise the new generation.
So Tazz will be, and is right now, showcasing bands, metal, rock, for people that are into this site, metal, death metal. So you can contact Tazz at 7th Peter Bar. She's up on Facebook. We'll put a link to her site and to get in touch with her as well, NYC Metal Scene. And we look forward to a lot more great music coming out of here, 7th Peter Bar. And Tazz is trying to help keep the scene live as best she can.
Help me help you, help me help you.
Exactly.
It's all part of the scene. Let's think about it.
So there you go. I'm Matthew Roberts, NYC Metal Scene, Tazz Cortez, 7 Peter Bar. Yeah!